Hi, so I just wanted to share a thing that recently happened to me that has really affected me as a person and as a woman. I know that the statistics on things like assault are about 1 in 4 women have been assaulted at some point in their life, and I will say that I'm pretty sure I've fallen into that one. And a lot of men will say, like, oh, I think it's too high. Like, no woman's ever told me that. I have a mom and a sister, or whatever. And it's like, that just means that she doesn't trust you enough to tell you, trust me, that most women have experienced this kind of intense, life altering, fear inducing experience in her life. And I think one of our biggest nightmares is someone coming into our home, our safe space, our sanctuary. The other day, it was Sunday, it was about 2 in the afternoon. I have been working all day on some school projects. I'm getting my master's, and so just hadn't left the house, was like very much in my jammies still. And then after writing papers all afternoon, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get in bed and like maybe just like scroll my phone for a bit, take a nap. And I remember I was in my bed and I'd like turn the lights off. I was just, looking at stuff on my phone and could hear the key in the lock across the hallway. And so I thought that my colleague that I work with who lives across the hallway, I was like, oh, she's home from her day on the lake. Heard the door open and close, and then just like was back looking at my phone, and then heard keys in my lock. And I feel like sound carries a lot here, so I was just kind of like looking at the door like, that's weird, like I must just be hearing Rachel across the way. And then my door opened and a large man just came in. So you can just interject a lot of bad words into everything I say for the next, half hour here. But I basically bolted up, and I'm glad that my initial response was not fear or flight, but it was more, I'm going to fight you. Because I was just like, what? What are you? Who are you doing? What are you doing? Well, get out of here. What are you doing? Da-da-da. And ran towards him like I was going to kill this person. And it was dark. And then as I got closer, he looks and he goes, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know anyone was home. And I was like, what? And then I got closer and recognized him as this guy who does some work around the property sometimes. And he was like, oh, sorry. I thought I heard some water in the apartment, so I was coming in to check on it. And I just lost my mind on him. So I started screaming, no, this is not okay. Again, just like put in bad words. Not okay, this is not okay, it's not okay. And I was just in a sweatshirt and like some bike shorts, and I did have to physically take out my mouth guard and put it in my pocket. Because I had just been writing papers all day, so I was grinding hard on the teeth. So I was wearing my mouth guard even at 2 in the afternoon. And I ran downstairs and banged on my landlord's door. And I was like, Cheeky, this man just entered my apartment. There's no reason, like, there's no permission, blah, blah. And this big ass man, like, he's like definitely like over 6 feet and like 250 pounds. He's like, oh, I heard water and I was going to close your window because I was worried it was going to rain. It has not rained this entire year. It has not rained even once. And I just kept saying, it's not your responsibility. What are you doing in my house? I bet you've done it before. And I was so angry and irate, I couldn't even speak Spanish. And I was just telling my landlord, this is not okay. I can't believe you have hired people that think this is okay. I bet he's done it before. And just was like screaming. Like it felt so scary and very violating. And I think a lot of it too is the casual way that he didn't bother knocking on the door, just used his little landlord helper keys to open the door and walk right in, says to me that he's done this before, and this really flimsy constructed excuse that, oh, I thought it might rain, so I was going to close your window for you. I just screamed to him and said, like, if it gets wet inside my house because it's rained and I haven't closed my window, that's my responsibility, not yours. Just makes me think that he's been coming inside, stealing my money, and like smelling my clothes or something. So I don't think men understand that, like, this is my actual nightmare, is to look up from lounging in my bed and see a man entering my home where I should feel safe and secure and have no worries when I've locked the door, and I live on the second floor and I pay a security fee and there's, you know, cameras and everything, and I've done everything right, but I can still be completely vulnerable and feel really unsafe. And now this place that I live in and have to live in until the end of June is completely marred by this memory, this really visceral memory of me being in my bed and looking up, and all of a sudden there's a man there in the blink of an eye. And so that's where I'm at right now. Okay, pausing here.